Christ come back, the pastor lie about you being saved just to get that stack. Evil ass pastor. That's all he's for, the money, man. You understand? Time when you get your money. Time when you get your money. Hey, hey, hey.
Yes, you know all your blood black gaskets to your boy. You must see where I'm up this prayer when the map. We don't play around when you see the UPK around. We bring the fucking AK around, AR-15s and AR around. We don't play around when you see the UPK around. We bring the fucking AK around, AR-15s and AR around. We not take shape up, we not take beat up, we not stay so. And when the next day come, we not change up. My heart them bad as them wake up. AK bus boy, head top shit. Wake up. So tell a pussy don't violate us. No care where you stay, just where you take up. Every man a killer till miss a dead face. You straight up, great stuff. One Westling bigger than NATO. Man who boss it to NATO. Only man we afraid that are the creator, the maker. Hey, don't play around when you see the UPK around. Pulling the fucking AK around, AR-15s and AR around. We don't play around when you see the UPK around. Pulling the fucking AK around, AR-15 and AR and AR-15, me tell you how the bad switch face. You know all your blood clot gaskets, dear boy. You must see one map this prayer when the map stick praise. That straight. She split the teeth, them in your head, stop misbehave. Scratch his face, the key never tell us, so we lock this place which locksmith. Anyway, watch this space, worry them bunny like that. Plastic plate. We don't play around when you see the UPK around. We bring the fucking A around, A around.
One West till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. One West till they they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. One west, death. One west to the death. Bury me, rip the soul out of Pharisee, speaking heresy. Man hitting it, every bar answering, hit your heart. Ignorant, I be on that soldier. Now, so trying to rhyme this. Bombing, my heart, check them like the opposite. For the audience, all a nigga flow been stupid. Shit has gotten retarded since. All the dominant. One west, prominent. Cause I be one west to the depth. So they bury me. One west, they bury me. I be one west to the depth. So they bury me. I'm one west to the me. I be one west to the depth. So they bury me. Bury me. I be west to the depth. So they bury me. I'm west till they bury me. They want a nigga quiet, mute my maneuvers. But I ride like I got group out for Uber. Viewed by Medusa, 9 milli Luger, 17 in the row. Only need a few to sit up in your Medulla. Me and my vodka, I put his bitches on the I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the depth till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me.
high holy day. You dress like you're coming to a high holy night. You know, with full UPK garment. It is our most formal night of the year, the Passover night. So you want to dress like it's a high holy day, a very important high holy day. All right. Oh, I gotta go out. I'm having some problems. All right. Give me 1 second actually to get my technical thing. All right?
She's talking about that right here. Before you drop 20K on it, my boy, pay your Passover fee, man. $200 for the Passover in Durham, North Carolina, my boy. And I said, go ahead and pay that Commander and Hunter spaz y'all last year, like I always say. Go ahead and pay it right now, man, before you drop 20K on these real diamonds here. That's real diamond, man. Look at it. I know y'all want to drop 20K on it, but you can't pay $200 for your Passover fee, my boy. You're tripping. Hustling backwards. Get it going, man. I should be kids like.
Gotta go dance. Shaw. Gotta go dance. Gotta see my dance. She let my dance. Gotta go dance. Dance. Down with the hoe. Down with the pole. I'm talking about rockets.
All those scriptures have always been talking about the children of Israel. God doesn't change, man changed.
A lot of people will tell you that Martin Luther King followed after Christ. See what I'm saying? And that this is when Christ wanted all nations up together. Then that ain't the truth.
Out, you watch the TV, ain't let life pass you by. You keep procrastinating, but should I go to the Passover this year, next year? No, do it now. We'll work with you after work or before work. You can do whatever you need to do to graduate Hebrew Academy. Go talk to your local school right now. They're out to help you. You spend all day on the phone anyhow. Why don't you make a phone call that's going to help you with your future? All you got to do is pick up the phone and make the call. Why are you making it complicated? It's easy.
Listen, get that brother a hand, man. That's Shard. That is a talented brother, man. That Shard is talented. Y'all brothers need to be actors, man. It's you two design one. You need to go to damn acting school. Y'all brothers are some talented actors, man. Give yourselves a hand. He acted just like that brother on that commercial. Yep. That's some talent, man. Good job, Shard. And here, I forgot to introduce the brothers tonight. Is Shar? Who do we have here tonight?
We have Delaware, sir.
You got
Delaware.
Give Delaware a hand. I see you, Delaware. Who is this right here?
We got Canada.
Canada, give him a hand. Also, Canada, what Canada are you over?
Say it again, sir.
Canada, I invited Canada in to come in tonight, especially because I wanted him to give a breakdown on the camp that he's in charge of. What school, what city or camp will you be giving a breakdown on tonight, Barak Yala?
Hey, shalom. So, Yabasha Shabak Thurs, Salak Yadawan, just to shed some light on what's going on with the French Benjamite community in France, as well as in the islands of Martinique and Guadeloupe, especially.
Most in Christ. So he's gonna break down the living conditions of Benjamites and Levites that live in France, as well as say it again, Martinique.
Martinique, Guadeloupe, and French Guyana.
Martinique, Guadeloupe, and French Guyana. He's going to give us a report on those three places tonight. Give him a hand.
And we have Atlanta Braves, sir.
Give Atlanta the Brave a hand. I see you, Atlanta. Jerusalem headquarters. Give him a hand. question, Asher, when you're ready.
So I had a brother text me this earlier today, sir. Select your sir, Yahweh Shachar. Can you break down Job chapter 41, verse 8? What does the scripture, the Most High, lay thy hand?
All right, give me one verse above it so I can catch up with you.
Sir, right here. This is Job chapter 41, verse 7. Canst thou fill his skin with barbed irons, or his head with fish spears?
Okay, I got you. This is speaking about Leviathan, I believe, right? The Most High, this is Job and his friend. Can everyone hear me?
Sir.
Let me know if I'm having a technical problem, all right? This is Job and his friends speaking. And Job is beginning to blame the Most High God for all of the calamities that are taking place in his life, all of the trouble, all of the problems he's having. His friends are telling him, you should not question God because you are not equal to God. You can do the things that God can do. So that's what's happening right here. So they're speaking about Leviathan. How are we looking? We're speaking about Leviathan, and he's saying that you can't draw Leviathan out. You can't put a spear in his side. Leviathan is like a big serpent or a big crocodile. So imagine that, a giant crocodile or an alligator. Everybody's with me, right?
Sir.
All right, go ahead.
Sir. Verse 8.
Everyone else, put your phones on mute, please, except for Jerusalem, all right? You got it.
Sir. Job 41 and 8. Lay thy hand upon him. Remember the battle. Do no more.
Okay, okay, read one verse down. I'm still not catching it.
You want me to start from the top, sir? First scripture?
Go ahead.
This is Job chapter 41, verse 1. Canst thou draw out Leviathan with a hook? Or is his tongue with a cord which thou lettest down? Canst thou put a hook into his nose? Or bore his jaw through with a horn? Will he make many supplications unto thee? Will he speak soft words unto thee? Will he make a covenant with thee? Wilt thou take him for a servant forever? Wilt thou play with him as with a bird, or wilt thou bind him for thy maidens? Shall the companions make a banquet of him? Shall they
okay, go ahead and read it.
Verse 8, Job 41:8. Lay thine hand upon him.
So I'll translate it for you. So he's like saying, try to attack him. Try to lay your hand upon him. Go ahead.
Sir. Remember.
Try to unalive Leviathan. Try to unalive that cow. You'll remember what happened to you, and you won't try it again. That's what he's saying in today's English. Does everyone get it?
Sir.
Do I need to say it again, or you got it?
I thought it. Anyone need further explanation?
Move on.
Last. Captain Zion, any questions? Your mic, sir. Okay, Delaware has a question, sir.
I'm ready, Delaware.
Delaware got to come off mute.
That I was looking for, if brother could find it for me. But my question was, when Solomon when Solomon took over as king, and he and his older brother, but before he became king, his brother was trying to big. So got anointed,
And you know, David said that reigned in his stead. That his older brother had asked his mom if, you know, I forgot the name of the sister, but he asked the mom to go to Solomon to see if he could have her hand in marriage, and the mom agreed to do it. So when the mom went and she asked if Solomon had him killed. So the spirit is who to watch out for. I mean, Solomon sensed that his brother was ended by going to the mom and getting her to ask him instead of him asking him.
Okay, I'm missing. Okay, where are you reading from?
Could somebody get that for me, please? Like it. So that's why I was taking long, a little longer, because I was finding the scripture.
No problem.
Solomon had his older brother killed.
Solomon had. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, I might be catching up with you. It's when
Solomon became the king. He was going to be conceited, you know, the king, and the mom was like, "Okay, I'll go do it." So when on behalf of his older brother, and then from that point, Solomon had him killed. Now,
okay, I got you. Okay, well,
yes, sir, Khan.
Real. It's Officer Abraham and the Israelite School of Universal Technical Knowledge. And I want to invite everybody this year to come out to the All Black Party, because I'm hosting the All Black Party.
You said you hosting?
Look, me and Shaw is hosting the All Black Party. Everybody come out, you understand, to the All Black Party this year at the Passover, man. Be there, be square. What you got to say to him, Shaw?
Yeah, I already know what's going on. If you thought last year was epic and Mo turned up,
Under commanding general. Straight off the top, I love all of my niggas. That shit ain't gon' stop till we on top when we ballin', my nigga. We be fly as fuck, you know them bitches be stalking my niggas. That shit I never change, and it's the same with all my niggas. City to city, I should be at home. That's what my ribs say. But bitch, I'm grown. I'm in these streets and closed caption. Niggas know we bout that action. If a nigga play with me, then my heart can gon' let him have it. Hey, make you the shit, this truth the shit. Nigga play, I let that Ruger hit. Get on them tracks, they be like, who is this? I'm rude with it. Ain't got no manners. All them pussy niggas talking shit. Y'all know they can't stand us, but we UPK Louisiana, bitch, that's what I'm reppin'. And my niggas solid number, real ones in my section. If you wanna get down, put your boots on, start stepping. Brotherhood is a weapon. Brotherhood is a weapon. Better watch how you stepping, cause brotherhood is a weapon. If I die for my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Better watch how you stepping, cause brotherhood is a weapon. Brotherhood is a weapon. Better watch how you stepping, cause brotherhood is a weapon. If I die for my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Better watch how you stepping, cause brotherhood is my weapon. Down right now for all my sisters and brothers, because I love them, I see them dapping and hug them. It's amazing to see how well we adapt from the struggle. Born again from a life of sin, trapping together. My mind frame was to kill my own kind. Feeling inferior, waking up ready to die. Run with them killers, so it's just a matter of time. For I take your life or let you take mine. That's when I realized the slaves killing slaves while the white man live to get old. We in them graves, shit got me feeling played. I opened the Bible, went through them records, found out we was royalty, a nation to be respected. But in this world we rejected, we hated for our complex. Still fighting to get accepted. We hear the truth and reject it, but love is getting corrected.
All right, Asher, I got rid of the background. How am I now?
Sir.
Good to go. All right, go ahead.
I'm just out of Delaware. I'm just basically, just with the spirit behind it, because I found the scripture. It was in 1 Kings 2 and 13, and and I pretty much got your your breakdown on it. But I was just trying to see what was the spirit. Did he know specifically I gotta kill? He knew specifically that he had to kill his brother. I could be missing that part.
To know that, you got to go back and read when David was on his deathbed and when he talked to Solomon. If you can find that, then that'll give you the answer. All right, you know where that is? Kind of
it's further back, probably in 1 Kings.
Okay, so if David specifically said, because I know David told him to unalive Joab, and Joab wanted Absalom to rule. That's who Joab wanted to rule. And so David said to unalive Joab because of what Joab did to Abner. All right. Joab, there was supposed to be peace between Judah and Benjamin, and Joab unalived Abner, which seriously hurt the chances of peace between Judah and Benjamin. But Joab lived, and Joab wanted Absalom to be king. So either David gave Absalom the reason is because he was a threat to Solomon's throne. Because he was someone that was going to have a revolution, that was going to try to have an uprising and to steal the throne from Solomon. And David knew it and wanted him unalive.
So if I may, sir, when he went to the mom, when he went to the mom to ask for the hand in marriage, Solomon saw the spirit behind what he was trying to do, and that was the thing that.
And remembering what his father told him, remembering the lessons his father told him. He knew that all this is now why, so he can marry this woman who's in high standing in society, and then be king, and then try to usurp the throne from Solomon, just like his father warned him about. David warned Solomon about all of these cats that were going to come against him when David was not going to be around, and Solomon quickly had them all unalived. You understand?
Yes, sir. The water. I the water for that.
No problem. The water next.
So we have Chicago that just joined us.
All right. Give Chi-Town a hand. All right, I'll take your questions.
Sir, you know you don't have your green screen behind you, right?
Say again?
You know you don't have your green screen on, correct?
Yeah, I turned it off. It kept messing up too much. This is I'm doing this from my rib's office. Y'all just got to see her office up. This is it. I'm showing it to you. Clap it up for her. I don't know what the hell is in there, but y'all gonna have to see it today. All right, next.
Because Chicago's here in the stream.
All right, Chi-Town, I see you, warrior. Okay, we ready to rock? He can't hear us.
The next question, Atlanta, any questions? Atlanta, any questions?
How about online? We got a question online after. Let's try to wrap some up. So I can get Martinique in here.
This is from Officer Quasha. He wants a breakdown on 1 Ezra, chapter 4, verse 26.
All right.
First Ezra, chapter 4. Verse 26.
Okay, I'm ready.
Awesome. First Ezra chapter 4, verse 26. Yea, many there be that have run out of their wits for women and become servants for their sakes.
Yeah, that's an excellent precept, Quashah Banyahawada. This is a precept about wisdom, and this chapter is speaking about different aspects of wisdom. And a very important aspect of wisdom is to learn to be resistant to the power of evil women. Evil women absolutely are something in life that a young man has to be protected by. You got to have a defense against evil women. Why? Because evil women have something that you desperately want, that nature wants. You know, that everything in your blood and in your chromosomes and in your body will want what a woman has. At the same time, if you are not careful about fighting your blood when it comes to a woman, she can absolutely make you go crazy. That's what running you out of your wits means. Why? Because you're trying to get her so much, you want to have her so badly that you begin to just do anything you have to do to get her. And of course, the graveyard is full of men like you. Prisons are full of men. Good. All right, next.
Next question I have, sir, is from this Mr. Slick 72.
All right, Mr. Slick. Can I get a breakdown of Genesis 3 and 15? Is the seed of the woman a reference to Christ? No. The seed of a woman is not a reference to Christ. It's a reference to the nation of Israel. Everyone, put your phones on mute. I can't hear well. It's Mr. Slick. That's a reference to Israel, to the Israelites. That's the seed of Eve, the seed, the children that come out of Eve. Speaking of chosen people. Someone has to put that phone on mute. I don't know what that is, but put it on mute. Make it go away. I'll give you 1 second. It might be you, Asher.
No phones are going off here in class, sir, but I'll mute.
It might be the microphone, you know, the microphones. I think it's better now. That is referring to the nation of Israel, meaning the chosen seed that comes out of Eve. That's speaking about them. But it is not speaking about Christ at all. All right.
Costa Canada has a question.
He's the candidate in here. Did he not online? All right.
That's one.
Oh, okay. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Come on. So like, on whole, these treat it really says, and they have cast lots for a people and have given a boy for an harlot and sold a girl for wine that they might drink. My question is on the boy that was given for an harlot and the girl sold for wine. And Salakia one.
Meaning this, that they turn something that you buy and sell for the pleasure of the other nations. Casting lots is speaking about dice. So you imagine a game where $300, you put up your watch, right? Because your watch betting $300, you're betting a $300 watch. I'm betting $2,000, you're betting a $2,000 watch, right? That's what they've done to our people. They've sold a boy or a harlot. So they go and sell the boy off so this boy can be used for prostitution. That's what they're famous for. The Romans were famous for. And they'll sell a woman for a bottle of wine. Meaning if you have some wine, you give me the bottle of wine and I'll give you this girl. So a girl is like equal to a bottle of wine because they turn our children into things of pleasure, playthings that they can do anything with, have fun with. They don't regard the fact that this is our children, our future, that they would turn into male prostitutes, that they would molest, or that they would sell for liquor so you can drink and have fun with our children. And that's what happened throughout our captivities, brother. The Romans done it. Legs. That general's name who got the Gadites alive. No, Custer. General. There's a little boy. There's a famous picture of General Custer and a little black boy who's between his legs. And as General Custer is just reading reports, there's a little black boy who looks like he lives between his legs. He's always there. And he's posted there the way a dog would. Homes. And I always think about this boy. And I think to myself, he lived and died today, or drink water, and praying every night to a God that never helped him. And then eventually he was gone. And I think every day that, 1 second, Akio. Shalom. I'm in the middle of class unless you come to one come.
You watch TV, ain't let life pass you by. You keep procrastinating, but should I go to the Passover this year, next year? No, do it now. We'll work with you after work or before work. You can do it. Go talk to your local school right now. You spend out there on the phone anyhow. Why don't you make a phone call that's going to help you with your to make the call easy.
The water, Asher. This boy deserves justice. Someone has to care about him. Someone has to remember him. Well, Commanding General Yohana, he wants us to remember this child, to remember this boy that was sold for harlot. You understand, France, right? But when you come wearing all black, it is a declaration that you desire the all, right? If you don't wear all black, everyone will know that you're just a student. You don't want to be one of us. You don't want to take the oath that we took. And no one will bother you. You'll be free to come and learn as much as you want, as long as you obey the rules of class. Now, if you desire the office of a trooper, then you'll come wearing all black. And the men above you will see it and they'll recognize, okay, this man wants to be one of us. This man wants to drink from the cup that we drink from. That's what this man wants. And then they'll treat you like a trooper. So if you come to the Passover in all black, then they'll go, hey, Shalom, troop. We need your help with these dishes. We need your help over here serving this food, troop. Do y'all still use the word troop? Back when I was a trooper, brother, they called me troop. The minute I came around, hey, what's up, troop? Come on over here, troop. Harry this troop. That went up, and that's a good thing. That's a good thing. That's because I'm commanding General Your Honor. But if you feel like you're going to work, everybody understand. Now, if you come wearing a garment, you know, brothers will probably think that you are trying to pretend you're an officer, and they probably will not like that. Okay, I'm just telling you about UPK officers. If you wear a full-blown garment to the Passover, it will be perceived as proud, because they'll come and they say, "Oh, Salakia, what's your rank?" And you'll go, "I'm just young man, no name, no nothing, not a damn thing, no nothing." And then they'll go, "Okay," and they'll walk away from you thinking, "I'm never going to let this brother come in this truth." So if I was a young man in the school and I was not an officer and I did not want to be a trooper, and I would just come wearing appropriate clothes. That's what's right. Just wear appropriate street clothing. Just wear, you know, what you would wear if you were going somewhere, or, you know, going out for this evening, or that's it. Clothing. If you want to be a trooper, then come there rocking all boots, a belt on, and a black headpiece. And then men will know, oh, he wants to drink from the cup that we drink from, and they'll put you to work at the Passover. Right there. Right? If you and if you don't want to be anything, just wear street clothes, but I would not wear a garment.
I just sit there.
Officer. Go ahead. Asher, was that it?
Sir.
All right, next.
So the next question I have lined up from the chat is, he asked to get a breakdown on Ezekiel 28.
All right, you got it.
Ezekiel chapter 28, verse 2. Son of man, take up a lamentation upon the king of Tyrus, and say unto him, thus saith the Lord God, thou sealest up the sum, full of wisdom and perfect in beauty.
I might need some context with this up.
Concert, let me read up a few verses.
Wait, hold on 1 second. 1 second. Let me see again. Okay, I got it. He just wants this broken down, just this verse.
Breakdown, sir.
Okay, Tyrus is talking about Tyre and Zidon, or Phoenicia. That's all the workforce in this land. Just think about any American or British city or French city. The place is run by heathens, our oppressor. All right, that's what Tyre and Zidon and Phoenicia. That's what that place was, and it was a very rich place, much like New York City or Chicago or London of its day. All right, and so read it, put it up on the screen one more time.
Yes, sir.
Oops, Salakia.
So here's the lamentation that the prophet of God saying that lamentation means like a mourning or sadness about someone who is going to be unalive or who has been unalive. Son of man, take up a lamentation upon the king of Tyrus. Say unto him, thus the Lord God, thou sealest up the sum, full of wisdom and perfect in beauty. Sealing up the sum is like you all of it and it's yours. That's what the sum means, the total. That's what the term sum means. It means the total. Well, Tyrus, Tyre, and Zidon, Phoenicia, they take everything.
Concert. Next question is from Officer Nawanya Allah. Almost high in Christ. His question is if you get a breakdown on Malachi 1 and 4.
Malachi 1 and 4, no problem, Officer Nawanya Allah. You got it.
Concert. Malachi chapter 1, verse 4. Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate place. Shall build, but I will throw down.
Let me tell you something, man. Edom is speaking about our oppressor, the oppressor of the planet Earth. They say to themselves, we are impoverished, but we will return. This is speaking about the nation of Esau, who was cast out into the rocks, cast out into the Caucasus Mountains, cast out into Mount Seir, destroyed many times because of war and pestilence and plague. And each time they say, we will return and we will build the desolate places. And they've done it. They've done it. They rebuilt rebuilt cities, brother, that were brought low through bombings and destruction. Look what Germany did. Germany, after World War I, 3 million people were dying of starvation, starving to death in Germany. 10 years later, man, they were the number 3 military on the planet, all by doing exactly what America did to become a superpower, finding a people that they could subjugate, steal from, and destroy, and then building their military based on wealth that they took from someone else. They learned that from America, and they did it. And France conquered everywhere, all the way up into goddamn Russia. They did. They rebuilt. Great Britain rebuilt after the Blitzkrieg of World War II, and people were hiding in subways, hiding underground in Great Britain, knocking the cities brought low. And Great Britain rebuilt. Our oppressor always is able to build again. They always get back up on their feet. They always do it. That's what they say. Let me see it one more time. Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. And they did it. But this is what the Most High God says. They shall build, but I will throw down. So I don't care how much our oppressor is able to rebuild France, rebuild Great Britain, rebuild Germany, rebuild Europe. The Most High God is going to still destroy them. Thy God. They think that they're such go-getters. The white man is so confident on. He has so much self-confidence. He thinks he is Iron Eagle. He thinks no matter what happens to him, he will conquer it. He will get over it. He has supreme self-confidence. Some of you idiots out there think that what you believe his propaganda about himself. You believe that he is, he'll always get back up on his feet. You believe he's better than blacks and Latinos. My God is still going to destroy him. I don't care how resilient you are or how tough you are, how forward tough you are. I don't give a damn how much Budweiser you drink, how many pickup trucks you have, how many missiles type. God is going to throw you down. That is going to happen. And there is no amount of self-confidence that will ever allow you to be built back up again. Keep going. That's what you dummies are learning in church. You dummies that go to church, all you're learning is white self-confidence. That's all you're learning. You're learning white self-confidence in church. If I believe in it, I can do it. Anything I believe in, I can do. Nothing is barred from me. Yes, you can. Yes, we can. You learn white self-confidence as if it's God's will. As if God is on your side because you believe in yourself. That's why all of you dummies out there spend all your money in some goddamn entrepreneurial business. You got played by America. You went out there, you listen to those TV shows all day telling you can do anything. I can do anything. You go and blow every penny you have in some business and you're losing every penny. Stop believing that white self-confidence they teach in church and they teach on TV and the internet. That's white propaganda to get you to give them your money. It's not real. You will build, but God will throw down. Keep going.
They shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness.
That's what they're going to be called. That's what Edom will be called. The border of wickedness. Meaning, when you come to this Edomite town, you're going to go, that's where wickedness starts. Right there. At the border of that place. Because that's where Edom is. No one is going to believe you anymore that you are the greatest country on earth and the greatest people and you're resilient. They're going to give you a new name. The border of wickedness. Continue.
And the people against whom the Lord have indignation forever.
That's what Edom is going to be known for. It's beginning right now in the Israelite school of UPK under commanding General Yana. We're giving our oppressor his true, rightful, earned reputation. He earned a reputation, and we're giving it to him. We're giving him the name he's earned. The people by which the Lord has indignation with forever. Indignation is anger. That is who our oppressor is. He's not who you think. You think he's Jesus and God. You think he's Rocky. You think he's Star Wars, and you think he is just the good people of the earth, the underdog that just won't give up and always makes it. You watch too many stupid movies. That's your damn problem. You believe the white man's propaganda about himself, and you believe white propaganda about you. And so you think that he will always make it, and you can't make it. He's the people that God can't stand. Everyone gets it, right? Delaware, was there a sister in Delaware that had a question that had her hand up? I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, let me know, all right? Okay, solid. I got you, Tazai one. Delaware, you're up. You can take the mute off, Akim, so I can hear her, all right? I can't hear you. There you go. There you go.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom. Adawan.
What?
Oh, I'm sorry. They
It's
told me
all
to come
right.
in front of the camera.
Go ahead.
Okay.
I see you.
All right. All right.
Oh,
Shalom.
look how pretty she looks. Give her a hand. Look how beautiful they make the sisters in Delaware. They make them pretty down there. Give her a hand. Go ahead, sis.
All right. It's Tobit 12 and 9.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted a breakdown on that.
Tobit 12 and 9. Okay, was there something in specific or just a general breakdown?
Well, I know that in the scriptures somewhere, of course, I don't know where, but alms is like a private offering.
Okay.
I think according to the Bible.
That's all right.
And it says that, like, basic, what I'm getting from it is for, if you give something that is going to deliver you from death and shall purge you away from sin. That's what my carnal mind would think.
I understand. Okay, I'll try to break it down for you now, okay?
Okay.
Ashley, you got it. I think she said Tobit where?
12 and 9.
12 and 9. Actually, let's see if we should do France after this, all right? If we don't have a lot of questions.
Come on, counselor.
Go ahead. Tobit 12 and 9, please. Someone read for her.
Delaware.
Tobit chapter 12 and verse 9. For the alms doeth deliver from death, and shall purge away all sin. Those that exercise alms and righteousness shall be filled with life.
Is that the whole precept?
Kind of go up one more, sir.
Go up, please. Go above it one, please.
Kind of Khan. Tobit chapter 12 verse 8. Prayer is good with fasting and alms and righteousness. A little with righteousness is better than much with unrighteousness. It is better to give alms than to lay up gold.
I got you. That's all I need for the sister. I'll break it down for the sister now. Sister, it's very similar to what you believed it was in the first place. It's speaking about giving to the poor. Giving to the poor is an amazing thing to do for your soul, for your character, and for the Most High to see that you did it. In the Israelite school of UPK, of course, anyone that donates any money to the UPK, a portion of that money is given to the poor. As you know, through our food programs and through the rent that we pay to the rent that we pay to so many people and helping children get out of terrible situations, financial problems, that we use this money for God's work. We use this money to help the poor and things like that. Let the Most High know a very important thing about you that you always want the Lord to see. You are not selfish. Selfishness is a plague. It's an evil plague, and it spreads like wildfire. Selfishness seems so right. It seems so beneficial. It seems like by not giving to the poor, by not helping poor people, you will make sure that you always have money. You'll make sure, if you make sure that you never help anyone else with their needs, Satan tells you that's how you'll make sure that your needs are met. And that is a lie. There is no amount of money that can ensure your success. It can't happen. That's why poor people, ask Alexa how many football players go broke. Ask who has you got Alexa down there in Delaware? If not, let Ashley do it for you. Ask Alexa how about this? Ask her how many lottery winners go broke, go bankrupt.
She said 78% go broke.
Well, let him ask her on time. Ask her again.
Alexa, how many football players go broke?
From nydailynews.com. Sports Illustrated once estimated that 78% of NFL players end up broke or under financial stress after they retire.
How many? Ask her about basketball players.
Alexa, how many basketball players go broke?
From BleacherReport.com. Within 5 years after retirement, an estimated 60% of NBA players go broke, according to Sports Illustrated.
Ask her how many lottery winners go broke.
Alexa, how many lottery winners go broke?
From EmmaApp.com. According to the National Endowment for Financial Education, 70% of lottery winners go broke and a third of those people go on to declare bankruptcy.
All of these are all of your dreams I just ran down. Here's your dream. Your dream was making it to the NFL, making it to the NBA, hitting the mega lottery. Well, guess what? If you hit it, if you made it to the NFL, if you made it to the NBA, you are going to be looking for a job in 5 years. You are going to be the giant, the biggest, tallest, biggest nigga in the world looking for a job. In 5 years, you are going to be Justin Bieber's bodyguard. In 5 years, that's what's going to happen to you. And if you hit the mega lotto, $300 million, you're going to go broke in 3 years. That's what happens. So what does that tell you about life? Having money is not a guarantee on keeping money. It's not. It means nothing. The odds say you're going broke. If your dream happens, you're going broke. So then if I'm a man and I have a family and I have bills and I have responsibilities, how do I try to give myself some insurance that the Most High God will protect me from poverty? Giving to the poor, being selfless, being kind to the people that need kindness to survive. There are people that cannot survive without mercy. They cannot survive without the kindness of others. And in giving money to them, you're making sure that no one ever has to give money to you. Let me give you some logic that preachers won't tell you. If I'm someone and I'm donating to the Israelite School of UPK because I know that the good work they do for poor people, I see what they do for poor people, and I'm giving money to the school, and I'm doing this, then there's somebody else who is at the school who needs help with their rent, who doesn't have any food, who doesn't have a place to live. Now, which one do you want to be? Do you want to be the one that gives money to the poor, or do you want to be a poor person that needs money? You ask yourself that question because you're going to decide. Because if you do not give money to the poor, you're going to be the poor person that needs money. That's how life works. If I was you, I would decide to be the one that gives money to the poor because I don't want to be the one that needs money from someone else. You understand, sister?
Con, sir.
Con Adaman, sir.
No problem. Next.
Council, I just wanted to say something real quick. This weekend, a lot of the schools in different zones will be doing food drives. So you be anyone that doesn't believe us, you can go to your nearby school who will be conducting food drives, giving food away to the poor. We'll be doing so this weekend here in Harlem as well.
Yeah, but who doesn't believe us? Is there somebody out there that doesn't believe us? Is there someone in this chat room that does not believe that we help the poor? Yeah, tell me. If you're out there, tell me. Let's hear it. Speak up. If not, I'll just assume you believe every goddamn word that comes out of our mouth. Anything else?
Also, Yatazar has a question, sir.
Yatazar, you're up.
Come out of one, sir. If I may, out of one. This Sunday, myself, Officer Adaya, and Officer Baraki Allah, we're going to do a class. It's actually going to be a lecture. If your attention span is short, do not tune in. All right. If your attention span is short, do not tune in because we're going over the history of Haiti, and we're going to give over 220 years of history all the way to today, 2024, because Haiti is in the news everywhere right now. And the question that I wanted to ask, I don't want, for people who would like to watch this class, it will be done in both English and Creole for the people who do not speak Creole. So we're going to do it in English and in Creole, and we're going to throw some French in there as well because we got Officer Baraka Allah who's going to be in the building. And the YouTube channel is Isupk IET, which is spelled in Creole AYITI. I'll repeat that. AYITI. Isupk IET. The question I wanted to ask Adawan, Levi, we have this pride about ourselves because we were the first nation, as history says, to successfully overthrow the oppressor of our back, right?
Yeah.
Levi still think that we are free, and now what's happening in the Haitian community is that they are trying to prevent the U.S. to the U.S., Canada, and France to actually put a president on top of Haiti that they are controlling. And they say we need to do something. We need to prevent the U.S. to put a president. Like, we have to unalive the politicians that are here right now. So the question I wanted to ask is, what is the message that Levi could get right now during this time, thinking that they going to do a revolution, especially when they are appointing certain people that are armed currently in Haiti as revolutionaries, but they are not attacking the oligarchs family or the people that are actually in charge. They are displacing the poor, yet people in their mind think it's a revolution happening.
I mean, that's a good question. Give Levi a hand, man. Asher too. I sent you. I wanted to go into a little known historical Levite in New Orleans that led a slave revolt in New Orleans. I sent it to you today, Asher. Did you get it?
Let me just double check. You sent it through text message, sir?
Either that or yeah, it should have been text message. Matter of fact, yeah. It was this Levite similar to the Nat Turner story. As you know, Nat Turner was from the tribe of Judah. He led a slave revolt that ended in the massacre of Nat Turner, and later on, Nat Turner was eaten by the men who captured him. Did you hear me say that?
Was it Charles Desalones?
Yes, Charles Desalones. He's not famous. He's little known. Most people don't know about him. But in his day, his slave revolt was famous in his day. And you read a little bit of the story, then I'll break down Levi's question.
So you want the story now?
Yes.
Yes, sir. I got it right here. Charles Desalones, who was an abolitionist. The birth of Charles Desalones is celebrated on this date, 1789. He was a black abolitionist. Charles Desalones was born on the Louisiana plantation of Jacques Desalones.
Let me stop you for a second. 1 second, Asher. Just so you know, the term abolitionist it just means someone that wants to abolish slavery, someone that wants to go against slavery. All right, that's an abolitionist. Keep going.
Yes, sir. The plantation succession records have Charles described as being a Creole mulatto slave by the name of Charles.
So he was. It'll go on to tell you about the island he came from, which was what we call today the island of Haiti or Haiti. He was an abolitionist. Creole means that, and what's the word you used just now? Another word. Mulatto just means he was light skinned. That's the old way they would say light skinned. So he was in essence a light-skinned Levite. Keep going.
About 16 years old and listed as a field laborer. Contrary to many published articles, we do not know if Jacques de Solondes ever brought Charles over from Saint Dominique after
Saint Dominique was the original name for Haiti. Saint Dominique, that's Haiti. Okay, I'm gonna skip you down for time's sake. Just get me down to the revolution that he had, or the uprising.
Concert. Desolin worked as a driver or overseer of slaves on the plantation of Colonel Manuel Andre
Now, this is a terrible bastard right here. Colonel Manuel Andre. He's a French bastard, a French piece of garbage. Manuel Andre. He should be known throughout history for being human garbage. Keep going.
This plantation was later called Woodland and no longer exists. Who owned
Woodland, if I could, Woodland is the name of many places throughout the black community. You will hear the name Woodland Avenue, Woodland this. That's because it was the name of a slave plantation that was very prominent. Keep going.
Who owned a total of 86 slaves.
Keep going.
In a letter printed in the Philadelphia Political and Commercial Advertiser on February 19th that year, de Solondes was mistakenly described as a free person of color.
Mm-hmm.
He was one of the slave leaders of the 1811 German Coast Uprising, a slave revolt that began on January 8th, 1811 in the territory of Orleans. He led more than 200 rebels against the plantations along the Mississippi River toward New Orleans. White planters formed militias and ended up hunting down the rebels. The slave insurgents killed one free man of color, the commandant, overseer, or the slave driver on the Andre plantation, which started the revolt, and one man during their retreat from the outskirts, and one white man during their retreat from the outskirts of New Orleans.
Mm-hmm.
The militia and the army killed 95 slaves, which included the battle, which took place on Bernard Bemody's plantation.
Mm-hmm.
Gracious accidental killings of innocent slaves by the army on his march from New Orleans to the execution, which followed.
Yeah, Asher, the militia accidentally killed innocent slaves, slaves that were not revolting. That always happened. Whenever there was a slave revolt and the militias formed, they began to just unalive every slave they saw. Slaves working in a field, slaves in their house. They just unalive everyone that they saw because now they had the justification to let their blood carry out its desire. And that's the blood of our oppressor. He has an insatiable urge to unalive people. So now they're supposed to be stopping this so-called slave revolt, but they go about and just start unaliving every black person they see. Keep going. If that's not familiar to you, it should be if you live in New York, if you live in Chicago, because the police are supposed to be stopping gangs, gang violence, black criminals. But what do the police do? The police just unalive every black person. Any black person driving, any black person in a hoodie, any black person who's sitting on a step or walking down the street. You see, the police have a mandate to stop the criminals, the gangs, the people who are selling drugs. But somehow, in their effort to stop crime in the black community, they begin to unalive innocent black people. You see, this is how it's always been, Levi. It's always been like this. And what you'll see, and I'm about to answer your question, is these revolutions don't change anything. Do you understand? There's a revolution that we have every year, every 4 years in America. They're called elections, Levi. In America, we have a revolution every 4 years. Every 4 years. Every 2 years for your congressman. Every 6 years for your senator. We get to choose a new leader. We stand up and we march. Just like armies march, don't we? We marched down the street. Barack Obama, Bill Clinton, George Bush, Donald Trump, Biden. And we march, and then we win. And still our people are being unalived by police. Still we're poor. What Haiti is not learning because of the propaganda, Haiti is looking to the past, thinking this is their glorious past. Not looking at the reality is that there is no amount of violence that will end a problem that God started and that God must end. Jesus Christ knew this. Jerusalem had a revolution too, didn't it? The Sakari and the Essenes and the Zealots, they had giant revolutions in 70 AD in Jerusalem. What did Jesus Christ say? Jesus Christ said, flee out of Jerusalem. If you're on the housetops, do not go back into your home. If you're in the mountains, do not go back into the city. Jesus Christ said, get out of Jerusalem. He didn't say pick up arms and fight with the zealots and try to fight the Roman Empire, because physical revolutions ignore the spiritual reality of the curse that God has us in. And you can't get out of it with a gun. You can't get out of it with voting. There is nothing no carnal power that can free us from this punishment. But there is an everlasting supernatural power that can not only free us, but put us on top of our enemy. At the end of this revolt, let me tell you what happened, Levi. This proud Haitian brother, he was unalived, and along the Mississippi River, all the way to New Orleans, there were heads on sticks for, I think they said 30 miles. Heads on sticks of proud Levite warriors, proud warriors in New Orleans, and the French occupied Americans. In the end, all of their heads were on sticks lining the Mississippi River. You understand, right? Haiti will not be free by revolution. Black people in America will not get free by voting. It'll never happen. What you're seeing now, this man, did you know who he was?
Nah, so I didn't know that name.
He's forgotten. And in 4 years, we'll forget these people in Haiti who are fighting now. We won't remember who they are. They'll be forgotten. No one will even know them. It'll be over. There'll be some new rich man in charge. The people with money will make a compromise, a bargain. The right people will get the money that need to get the money. And then there'll be peace in Haiti. Well, peace, relative peace. Peace like there is in a black community, in a Hispanic community. And then the news will go on to something else. And those men, those women will be forgotten. Just like the people in Jerusalem who fought the Romans. They'll be forgotten. But Jesus Christ told us, get out of there. It's over. Jesus Christ didn't say go fight the Romans. The Zealots said fight the Romans. The Sakari, the Essenes said fight the Romans. Jesus Christ said leave. Get out of there. Leave there. And whoever followed Jesus Christ, they didn't starve to death in Jerusalem. They went to Europe and they left and went out to live a life waiting for God's judgment. Now here we are. Here's the gospel. Here's the good news. The people of Haiti are close to their salvation. They're closer. The people of Martinique, the people of French occupied Caribbean islands, they're close to salvation. They're right there. But it won't happen because you make an ally of some Frenchman or some African that can give you more guns. But it will happen if you change how you treat each other. If you change how you conduct your lives. If you turn back to the commandments of God, then salvation is at hand. And it's coming quickly for Haiti. You understand, Levi?
Come on, sir.
So that's the breakdown on the entire thing that's happened over there. It's politics. It's how politics happen. In America, they had politics just like that in the 1700s. Then they started voting. And it's all the same thing. Anything else, Levi?
La, sir, that was it.
All right, where are we at now?
Chicago has a question, sir. And I think they want to also promote something as well.
Come on, Chi-Town.
Hey, shalom, General. How about you? Yeshua Barakatah, sir.
What's going on, boy?
Not much, sir. Well, before I question, I just wanted to announce to everyone that coming up tomorrow at 8 p.m. Central Time on the Round Table of Truth podcast, hosted by Captain Midwest Monster Mayhem himself, Captain Marquard, we're going to have 6th Shield General Kathumga Bar in the building live in Chicago tomorrow night.
Those scriptures have always been talking about the children of Israel. God doesn't change, man changes.
A lot of people will tell you that Martin Luther King followed after Christ. You see what I'm saying? And that this is when Christ wanted all nations to come together. Then that ain't the truth.
Yes, sir. So yeah, we just want to everybody tune in. You can come on Facebook to the Round Table of Truth on Facebook, YouTube, we on Instagram, TikTok, you name it, Twitter, X, whatever they want to call it. We are on it, sir. So yeah, we're on every social media platform. Tune in at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, so you can witness this. It's an honor to host the General. You know what I mean, on the podcast. Cap's going to interview him. And of course, he's going to help us break down the stories and everything that's going on around the world like we usually do, sir. So it's just going to be a great show.
Well done, Shotgun. Give him a hand. Good job. Well done. General Kathumga Bar, too. Outstanding interview. Good to go. All right.
And,
go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Chicago.
Oh, Salak Yadawan. Also, a brother from Chicago had a question he wanted me to ask you.
Mm-hmm.
He said in Zephaniah 2 and 4, it mentions Gaza. Is that the same Gaza as in like the Gaza Strip or Gaza as it is today?
Yes, I believe the place is the same place.
Right.
Just like Philistia or is Palestine. It's the same. It's the same place. The geographically, it's the same place. Correct.
All right. Come on, sir. The water, sir.
No problem. Next. Asher.
Sir, next question I have is from Sister Nakaf. Hold on one second.
I got it right here, Asher. It says, Shalom, General Salaki. I have a question. Are we still going to slaughter the lamb when the Most High comes back? She's speaking about Jesus Christ, of course, coming back. And do people do the blood on the door if they can go like in the day? No, if you are, let's say you can't come to the Passover for some reason, it better damn sure be a good reason. But let's say you have a good reason not to come, then no, you don't have to put the blood over your door at all. We still put the blood over the door of the Passover. Captain Akkad is in charge of that. We got a bloody rag that's full of bloody lamb, and it smells like hell. You should smell this thing. It's terrible to smell. And we just put all of the lamb that we kill and everything, and we just let the rag soak up this soak up blood, and we hang it over the door of the Passover to keep the tradition. But it, of course, does not serve the same logical purpose that it served in the past. Why? Because Jesus Christ is the Lamb of God who is sacrificed for our sake. So this blood over the door doesn't protect the people inside as it did in the past. But if the people inside are serving the Lamb of God, are behaving the way that Jesus Christ wants them to behave, are following Jesus Christ, then they're covered in the blood of Christ. So you don't have to do it if you can't come to the Passover, but you damn sure should come to the Passover. All right. Next. Go ahead.
Sir, next question I have is from Isupk the 919. Can 1 Peter 2 and 8 be used against fake Israelite groups?
All right, go ahead and read it.
Sir. 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 8. and a stone of stumbling, and a rock of offense, even to them which stumble at the word, being disobedient, whereunto also they were appointed.
Hey, Asher, do you have that video of the purple pigs, purple pedophiles, yelling at little boys as they cross the street?
I have it right here, sir.
Get that ready. Okay, I don't understand the question though. I'm not hearing what he's asking. Read it one more time. 1 Peter 2:8.
Come on, sir. 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 8. And a stumbling and a stone of stump. So I'll go to verse 7, sir. 1 Peter 2:7. Unto you, therefore, which believe he is precious, but unto them which be disobedient, the stone which the builders disallowed, the same is made the head of the corner. Verse 8.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Concern. Verse 8. It says, and a stone of stumbling and a rock of offense, even to them which stumble at the word, being disobedient, whereunto also they were appointed.
Yes, you can use that for fake Israelite groups. Isupk 919. That's a good precept to pull on fake Israelite groups. Speaking of fake Israelite groups, let me show you one real fast. These are the purple pigs, the purple pedophiles.
The purple lads.
The purple lads, the lavender lads of the IUIC. Let me show you this video. I'm going to let it play for a second, then I'll break it down for you. Go ahead.
Concert. Hold on.
He said, hell no, he gonna be the one in prison. I want all y'all come here. He said, hell no, he gonna be the one in prison if he don't change himself. He think it's cool telling grown men, hell no. Where your father at? Hey, y'all come here for a minute, bro. See these damn, hey, give me Maccabees 5 and 8. These little monsters running the community, man. And y'all want to get these little boys some damn food stamps? Y'all want to get them wick? These monsters. Every last one of them that's down there cusses out. He's still sticking his middle finger up at grown men. Who gonna control these damn little monsters? Yeah, we gonna stand up to you. We gonna stand up to you. God can't.
For those of you that don't know, that's the IUIC, the purple pedophiles, the purple pigs. This purple pig just demanded that these little come right now. And when they didn't come, he said they don't deserve food stamps. They don't deserve to eat. They don't deserve housing, and they should be unalive. Because a man called them and they didn't come. First of all, give that little boy that pedo. Tell you little boy, run. Let me tell you the way I've taught so many children in this school. Scream, yell, run, and yells at you and tells you to come here. That man is a pedophile, and he wants to steal you. He wants to kidnap you. He wants to do sexual things with you. Can you yell at him on the street? He should obey that person. Those little boys were strong. Those little boys did the right thing. Those little boys have good parents. Those parents taught them well because they know enough not to obey some man that yells at them and says, get over here. Come here to me. And then when the boy doesn't come, he says that boy shouldn't get welfare. He shouldn't get food stamps. The IUIC are a hateful bunch of racists. They're racist against black people. The IUIC wants you to think they hate white people. They love white people. How do I know? Who else says those little boys shouldn't get welfare? Who says that, Chicago? Who says little black boys shouldn't get welfare? Who says little black boys shouldn't get food stamps? Chicago?
Salakia, sir. Edomites, sir. So-called white people, politicians.
Yeah, what kind of Edomite in particular?
You said what kind of? Oh, Salakia, sir. Racist Edomites that hate our people.
Yes, give them a hand. Racist Edomites always complain that black people are getting welfare, that immigrants are getting shelters. Like that's what a racist does. They look at the penny or fraction of a penny that's being spent on black people, and they think we shouldn't spend that penny on them. We shouldn't let them have welfare. We shouldn't let them have food stamps. The IUIC thinks you should not get food stamps. Why? Because when they called you to come here and get in their car, you didn't get in their car. When they called you, when they pulled up with a big purple van and told your son to get in a big purple van, your son put up his middle finger and ran. That little boy has been taught well. He's been trained well. This is what Yasha, I'm sorry,
Yashawam Ya'Allah.
Say what?
Yashawam Ya'Allah.
Yashawam Ya'Allah Banyamyan said, Salakia, sir, they only love the rich of Israel. He's right. He's right about that. The IUIC are disgusting purple pedophiles. They're vile. And if you let your children come in there, we're going to hear a story soon about your children being molested in the IUIC. They've already unalived one girl already. Right. They've already done that. Some mother was looking for her baby girl and her child never went home because an African in purple unalived her daughter. Now, you let your sons run over there to those purple pedophiles if you want. You'll be looking for your son. You'll be wondering where your son is. Yeah, so yeah, the brother can absolutely use that precept for fake Israelite groups.
Like,
yeah, they don't. I'm sorry, who said something?
Officer Hazard in Harlem, sir.
You got it.
If I could, sir, I just wanted to add. So, the way they was talking, it reminded me of the picture that you showed earlier with General Custer, sir, and the young boy.
That's right, I'll give him a hand. Demanding some boy come here. And let me tell you something else. That's why you IUIC cats get bad things happen to you out there on the street. Terrible things. Things that we don't do. Things that we got nothing to do with. But other people who you offend, they do these things to you. And you should stop yelling at people's children like that. Because that little boy, I know you don't believe this, but he might have a father who loves him. And he might go home and say, some man yelled at me and told me to come here. It told me I better come here. And when I said no, he said that God was going to kill me. Well, the father might want to come out there and discuss things to you the other way. The other way people work things out. I know you don't want to do things that way, but there are some people that do things the other way, you purple pedophile. Now, you're not going to like that. You don't like to handle things that way. Well, then you should watch what you say to people's children. I pray you understand. All right, next.
It's like it, sir. It's 8:50, sir.
Where are we at? Let me see France up on the screen. France, are you there?
God, sir.
Give me a double screen with me and France, all right? France, it's a lot for coming down today, brother. I thought it was important for you to come down so you can tell a lot of us about an area that we might not be familiar with, which is Blacks and Hispanics who are being oppressed by the French and the islands controlled by the French, I believe in the Caribbean. Is that correct?
Kawakan, sir.
Please, you may begin.
Kawakan, Tuara, General. Just a little background. Basically, the islands controlled by the French right now in the Western Hemisphere is half of Saint Martin, Saint Barts, Guadeloupe, Martinique, and French Guyana. But right now, especially Martinique is going viral because they incarcerated an activist who's fighting to get back his land that we call the Beke, which means the descendant of slaves master, are just selling, appropriating the land and selling amongst each other. Mm-hmm. Where basically, if you own a plot of land and the slave masters, their descendants, don't see you on the plot of land that you own for a certain amount of time, what they'll do is they'll hire real estate agents from the French mainland to sell that land to other Edomites on the island, even though they have no rights to the land. And basically, they incarcerated an activist couple over the last week and a half or so, and now they damn near started to riot especially in Martinique. But this has been going on in Martinique, in Guadeloupe, and French Guyana as well.
Let me get a map up on the screen so everyone can visualize what we're talking about. Give me a map of Martinique, French Guyana, if you could, Asher. All right, please continue, France.
Kawakan. So what we're seeing right now is something that they're trying to have the same outcome as Saint Martin, where if you go to Saint Martin right now, you're not going to see much of our people because they sold all the land to the Edomites, even though they had no rights to the land. And right now, why our people has been rioting, and it's getting even worse. And they're talking like we're about to turn the Martinique into a situation like in Haiti, because our people are so oppressed that they really can't take the oppression no more. From all the atrocities that we suffered to France deliberately poisoning both Martinique and Guadeloupe, where Martinique and Guadeloupe for over 40 years we've been suffering damn near one of the worst, biggest environmental scandal in the Caribbean history, where we have the highest rate of prostate cancer in the world, and 90% on both islands are contaminated with that pesticide called chlordecone, or what you call capone in the US. So right now it's really just bottled up anger for decades that they really can't take it anymore. Right, and that's why right now they're literally lighting up the country on fire. Right, it started with the Capitol. They're burning down banks. Understand? And what the French is doing, their response is to bring more police officers from the French mainland to quote unquote control the situation.
I'm going to find some. Actually, let's get some videos of what he's describing. Okay, this is happening in Saint Martin.
It's happening in Martinique is going viral right now.
Let's get some videos, Asher, of the revolutions or violence or uprisings in Martinique. Please continue, France. France, continue. Well, there you go. What does that say, France? Read that for us. Translate this. France. What am I seeing right here? What is this?
So right now, it's one of the fires they're lighting up throughout the city, and they're spreading out throughout the whole country, basically, just to express their anger, right, on the treatment that we receive from these devils. And all the devils in charge, whether it's the police department, the fire department, Department of Health, of Environment, we're controlled by everything is run by the Edomites, even our economy. When our economy is messed up, especially after the poisoning that they did on both of our islands, right? Whether it's the exporting bananas or even the fishing economy, where our groundwater, even the water around both Martinique and Guadeloupe, is so badly poisoned. It's the cost of life is cheaper in France than in the islands, whether you could believe it or not. A banana, for example, just to put it in perspective, is damn near the price of a banana is damn near 4 times higher than what you would find in France. And the devils are basically playing monopoly with everything we have on the island, whether it's the land that we own, the fruits and vegetables, the animals we eat, the fish. They literally control all aspects of our lives, legal and illegal, because they also control the whole drug trade. They make it seem like we're the biggest drug dealers on the island, where they control the drug trade. And more than 50%, more than 55% of the cocaine coming to the French mainland, it comes from our islands, but they control that whole drug trade out of one. So lock it, sir. And right now, it's just the people really, even when they abolished slavery after Haiti, Officer Yatazar could correct me, but the French colonies should have all abolished slavery after Haiti. But only Martinique remained enslaved because they found a cheat code to put them to have the British protect them, so they keep their rights to enslave black people until Napoleon reinstated slavery in the French colonies, except in Haiti. So right now, what we're seeing is just really bottled up anger from all the oppression that we suffer, and it's about to get worse.
Yeah.
Because there's no talks of freeing that man who's unjustly, so like I'm not sure if that's the word, unjustly incarcerated.
Unjustly, you got it. Go ahead.
Unjustly incarcerated just for asking to get back the land that his family owns. And the worst part about that is that he's been to court. He's been to court for that. They judged that he has the right to the land. Nobody should be on the land except his family, but he never got his land back. And it's been more than 30 years. And even though he's the one going viral, there's more than 300 cases in Martinique. And I'm not even talking about the cases in Guadeloupe or French Guyana either. But it's pretty much the same thing throughout the French colonies right now in the Caribbean and South America, which is French Guyana.
Outstanding. Give him a hand.
If I may.
Yeah, please keep going, Warrior. Go ahead.
No, I just want to say, this is why really it hurts, because our people, they would gravitate towards anything to try and fight this oppressor. Like, our flag is a flag of a blue flag with like 4 snakes on it, which really we're trying to get rid of and adopt a pan-Africanist flag. But the Africans don't give a damn about us.
Of course.
There's talks about, they're talking about the issue with Ukraine and Russia, the Palestinians, the conflict in Congo. Well, none of these nations ever said, let's stand for Martinique, let's stand for Guadeloupe, let's stand for French Guyana, Saint Bart's and Saint Martin. None of these nations give a damn about us. But we have people rallying either for the state of Israel, Palestine, supporting Congo, whatever the case is, but no one is supporting us. And it's really sickening that you're trying to adopt a pan-Africanist flag. When the Africans, not only did they sold us, when you go to France, the Africans, they don't like us. The Africans don't like us. You understand? And none of these nations would ever support us either. This is why it's really to the utmost importance for us to come, for all the French Benjamites and even the Asherites that are on the island to come into the ISUPK promptly. Right. You understand? Because without us, listen, the country is going to blow up. You understand? We should stop fighting each other, whether it's different islands. We should start fighting each other on the island ourselves, different like gang factions, whatever the case is. Because our oppressor controls everything. Even the fact that they bring in Asherites, right, the Colombians and the Venezuelans on the island, and they create conflict, is because of the white man's fault. All of our oppression is because of our oppressor. It's not because someone claims to control the drug trade. One island brings the guns, they fight over the gold, they fight over women. Everything that we go through is because of our oppressor. And right now, one reason that we haven't had revolt like in Haiti, right? Because I studied some stuff about the atrocities they committed against us. Mm-hmm. It's so horrible, out of one that to a certain extent, for argument's sake, you can understand how they managed to break our spirit.
Yeah.
I don't even want to mention the atrocities, some of the atrocities that we went through, right? Because it's then like sensitive content, but it's so horrible. You could understand how we were so destroyed. But now if you want to do something against the oppression, come into the ISUPK, because we'll teach you how to rise up against our oppressor, whatever island you're from, whether it's the French Caribbean, the Dutch Caribbean, the English, right? The ISUPK is the only place that could get you right. Just like in Ezekiel, I'm just going to paraphrase that sanctuary that is talking about in Ezekiel, I think it's chapter 11, verse 16, the ISUPK, the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, l'école israélite de la connaissance universelle et pratique, et nulle part ailleurs. Parce que notre oppresseur est le foutu diable dont parle la Bible. C'est là qu'il y a.
Give him a hand. Well said, Warrior. Well said. Well, let me just tell you something on behalf of Commanding General Yohana, brother. What is missing in Saint Martin and what's the other land you talked about?
Martinique, Guadeloupe.
Martinique, Guadeloupe, and it was another place.
French Guiana and Saint Bart's.
Let me just make sure everyone knows that Saint Bart's, Martinique, French Guiana, and Guadeloupe.
And those half of Saint Martin.
And half of Saint Martin. Those are the places that the officer was given a report on just now today. All of us should go and research these places and look up the news stories to see what your brothers are going through in Guadeloupe and Martinique and half of Saint Martin. And one more I'm missing.
Salakia, half of Saint Martin, Saint Bart's as well.
Saint Bart's. All of us should go now and look up these different places and make ourselves aware of what's happening to our brothers and sisters on these islands, brother, because we're all suffering the same oppression, but we don't know how connected we are. And on behalf of Commanding General Yohana, I want all of those brothers and sisters on those islands to know that their prayers have been answered because now you're there, Barak Yahweh. I mean, that's what you are, brother. When you see when you see those fires, and I know you hear about the stories of what happened to your people. Where are you from, Mount? Where are your people from?
I'm actually born in Martinique, Adawan.
You're born in Martinique. So these are your people, the people that you know about, and you see them suffering right now. And you see the pain that they're going through. And I understand how painful that can be to see your own tribe, your own homeland, the people that you know and love, to see what they're going through. Those people on your island have been praying. They've been praying day and night that God would send someone to help them. Some of them might think they need a new president, or they need some African country to help them, or they need the U.S. to intervene, or they need more help from France. What they don't know is that when Commanding General Yohana gave you authority over those islands, their prayers were answered. You're there to answer the prayers of the forgotten victims on those islands, brother. And soon they're going to see it. They're going to see that they thought their help was in some government program, some military force. But they don't know that God works through men to accomplish the accomplishments of God. The accomplishments that could only be done from heaven are done through men. And that's how God works them, brother. And the Most High God sent you there to help them. Just like he sent Yatazar to Haiti, just like he sent so many of our brothers over to the UK, to different places where they're far from Harlem, far from where the truth started. But the Most High God did not forget his children, though they be cast away so far from the nest. He sent you there to help them, brother. And you just let us know what help you need to finish your mission. You understand?
Karawakan, General. Tawada, sir.
Well done. Good job. Give him a hand, Akim. Right here, let me read it for you. Where are we at? It says, thus saith, therefore say, thus saith the Lord God, although I have cast them far off among the heathen, and although I have scattered them among the countries, yet will I be to them as a little sanctuary in the countries wherewith they shall come. Barakatah Yahweh Yahweh Shai, brother. We're not going to forget you, Martinique. We're not going to forget you, St. Bart, Guadeloupe. We're not going to forget you, half of St. Martin. We're going to remember you. And Commanding General Yohana has sent Officer Barak Allah to give you aid. Good job, man.
Water, sir. And Salaki, so if I may add,
of course,
you understand, it's bigger than just the French Benjamites, because they're oppressing all the tribes that are coming to the island, and these devils, they treat the French Caribbeans, because it's one of the only place like these devils are really free to just do whatever the hell they want to do out of one. They literally come over there and they do whatever. Listen, when it's damn near, it's like the land of outlaws that they treat it like. And I want to say this also, just like they segregate themselves where they have their own neighborhood, we should segregate ourselves as well and stay within our own. I don't want.
You damn right. That's a good idea. That's something you'll teach them. You'll teach them that. You'll raise up schools down there in buildings and teach them that, and they'll be safe from in a place where otherwise there is no safety. That's what happens. You just keep doing it and let us know when you need some help with it. All right.
Khan General.
Is there something else you wanted to say?
Our oppressor is the goddamn devil the Bible speaks of. Notre oppresseur est le foutu diable dont parle la Bible.
Give him a hand. Outstanding. Well done.
That's it, sir. Salakia.
Well said, warrior. Well said. Ash, are you there?
I don't want, if I may, sir.
Please, Levi.
In the 60s, I don't want, there was a revolution that was building up in Martinique and Guadeloupe. And I would like to read this. I did a class on this when Biden had initiated the program where he was accepting migrants from Haiti, from Nicaragua, from Venezuela, and one more country. And what the French did at the time, I don't want, that we had planters, they were complaining and they started revolting, right? In the late 50s. This is what they did. I'm gonna read this real quick and elaborate on it. From 1962 to 1983, 160,000 people migrated to the Boumidome, Bureau for the Development des Migrations dans les départements d'outre-mer. Basically, what this means is the Bureau for the Development of the migrants, right, outside in other waters. In search of employment, the French government actively encouraged ancien migration by providing Guadeloupeans and Martinicans with one-way plane tickets and finding them underpaid. So basically what they did, Adawan, they offer a one-way ticket to France. And what happened is that the revolution, it was like the country was basically on fire because people were complaining about the terrible condition on those two, Martinique and Guadeloupe. So the French, as the devil that our oppressor is, so subtle, they offer one-way tickets. But when you got to France, there was employment. So what happened to a lot of our daughters and the men, our daughters got into prostitution. They became made for these devils, and our brothers end up stealing and getting into drugs and ending up in prison where they became basically slaves. And they couldn't go back to Martinique because they didn't have their papers. They got to France with a one-way ticket. This is how the devil shut down the revolution and all the complaining that the Martinicans and the Guadeloupeans were doing over the terrible condition that they were living back then. This happened in the 60s, from 1962 to 1983. I wanted to bring that history out real quick, sir.
Outstanding. Give him a hand. Well done. Well said.
If I may add something real quick.
Go ahead, Barack.
That damn near in the middle of that time is when they started poisoning the islands of Martinique and Guadeloupe with that carcinogenic pesticide, which resulted in both islands having 90 to 93% of the population contaminated with it. And now we have a lot of premature births, mothers passing on the carcinogenic chemical through the breastfeeding, and we have the highest rate of prostate cancer. During the time when they were stopping the revolution, like Officer Yatazar broke down, they were at the same time them using chemical warfare against us.
Well, for letting us know, brother. Well said. Give him a hand. Amazing. All right, we're on top of it now. Everyone go do your research. Go learn about your brothers and what they're suffering. What you'll find is that they're suffering just like you. Just like you. All right, Asher, are you there?
So Officer Hazahab, so Asher,
Hazahab, you got it. Go ahead.
No sweat, sir. We have the video for we got more. We have the Uvalde school shootings here.
Oh my God! Listen, Jesus, why'd you bring that up? Okay, raise your hand if you remember the Uvalde school shooting. It happened in Uvalde, Texas. No one that remembers, no problem. Give me some videos about, tell everyone what happened in Uvalde, Texas. Everyone, you might remember this. This was a school shooting where the police stood outside the door of the shooting. A devil went into a Mexican school, a school with the tribe of La Raza, the tribe of Yashikar were in the school. The cops were outside of the school for, I think, 90 minutes. These children were being unalived in the room, and the police did not attempt to save these children. They stayed outside the room. Give me the video of the event that happened. If you don't have it, just look it up. It's everywhere. And the world was in an uproar. I remember thinking to myself, what kind of job is this? That these cops don't even have to go into the room when these children are being unalived. Here's the story right here. Go ahead. I should stop for a second. This man, stop the video for a second. I'm sorry, stop the video for a second. This man walked into this school with Mexican children, and he just began to unalive every child he saw. Give me the news story, please, Hazahab. The news story about it, so everyone can know, or else I'll have to break it down for him if you don't have it, all right?
We have tried.
Right here, this is good. Go ahead.
80 minutes for police to end the massacre that claimed 21.
Started from the beginning, Hazahab.
And for almost 2 months, we have tried to understand why it took nearly 80 minutes for police to end the massacre that claimed 21 innocent lives at Robb Elementary School in Uvalde, Texas. Tonight, some horrifying new insight. Let me warn you that what we're about to show you is disturbing on so many levels. Surveillance video from inside the school that has just been made public, revealing the decisions that cost time and lives. The video shows a police response that appears at moments uncoordinated, confused, with officers in apparent disagreement over how to proceed. It begins outside, capturing the shooter crashing his car, his sprint to the school, then entering a classroom where he fired volley after volley from his assault weapon. All as a crowd of responding officers, many of them heavily armed, waited down a hall for an order to breach the door. But does it show the whole picture? Tonight, parents of some of the deceased children are expressing their anger about the video. Sam Brock has details.
After weeks of agonizing waiting, the Austin American-Statesman, along with KVUE, releasing a highly edited 4-minute compilation of videos, including never-before-seen surveillance from inside the school, outside the building, and police body cam footage, shedding more light on how the law enforcement response unfolded. The gunman walks across the parking lot and into the school at 11:33. Casually carrying a rifle and turning a corner in the hallway, a young student comes around the corner as the shooter walks down the hall. Seconds later, gunfire erupts, lasting for more than 2 minutes. The young child runs away. 3 minutes later, the first officers enter the school as the gunfire continues. Some classrooms, while others hold back. And they retreat. Minutes after the gunmen entered, heavily armed reinforcements arrive with ballistic shields, holding up their weapons but standing at the end of the hallway, waiting for nearly half an hour. A unit moves in a stack formation toward the classroom door, others again holding back. 48 minutes after the gunmen entered, more rounds and an audible conversation. One officer seen getting hand sanitizer while the gunman is still a threat in the classroom. After 77 minutes, a volley of gunfire when Border Patrol officers finally reached the classroom.
Their sense of urgency did not seem to be really felt or seen in that video.
Pause.
Instead, we
Stop
know
it. 80 minutes. There's about 50 cops outside the door using hand sanitizer outside the door. Mexican children in the door. 21 of them being slaughtered by this piece of garbage. There are about 50 to 100 cops a hallway away, but they don't have the courage to go into that room. Do you see the problem with American law enforcement? The problem with American law enforcement is you have too many fake tough guys and not enough heroes. We have heroes in the Israelite school of UPK, heroes, but we don't have any fake tough guys. The police departments are full of fake tough guys. Tough guys with big shields, big guns. They're so fucking tactical, aren't they? They're so tactical, but they will not walk down that hallway. And that mass shooter, he is braver than the cops. All he has on is a tactical vest and an AR-15, and he is willing to unalive children and face the repercussions. But the police are at the end of the hallway, and they will not go into the room. They won't risk their own lives. Not for those Mexicans. Not for La Raza. Not for the children of God in that room. Well, everyone saw it. There was a giant uproar. Well, I think it's been about a year later, right? How's the hop? How's the hop? Are you there?
Sir.
How long has it been? About a year?
Sir.
Well, they finally did an independent evaluation. They had someone evaluate the incident from the police department to see if there was any wrongdoing done by the police. They did their assessment. Their report is out. Now let's go to their report.
So look, sir, if I could, sir. Officer said it happened May 24th, 2022, sir.
So that's 2 years, right? May 2 years ago, they finally did the report. Now play the video about the report, about what the policemen's union evaluation was about how the police performed. You have that, Hazahab?
Sir.
How dare you? Today, anger over accountability. In nearly 2 years since the massacre at Uvalde's Robb Elementary, tempers flared after the latest report on the Uvalde Police Department's response during the school shooting.
My son's birthday is on Tuesday. You know how I'm gonna celebrate that? At the cemetery. I should not be doing that.
For the first time today, the community and the city council heard the findings of a months-long independent investigation requested by the city. Former police detective Jesse Prado led the investigation.
All of the officers, Lieutenant Martinez, his actions I found were in good faith.
He concluded that many officers in the school that day acted in good faith and did not violate policy in their reaction to the shooting. He said the officers didn't have the proper training that day or the tools, like a rifle-rated shield, to overtake the gunman.
How do you go to bed at night?
Parents were outraged, saying the officers put their safety first.
They stood there 77 minutes and waited. After they got call after call, the kids were still alive in there.
The Uvalde police internal investigation is ongoing, but none of the roughly 24 officers that responded have been terminated.
You fire those officers, you fire them, and you do so with your head held high because you know that that is the right thing to do.
Today, some of the members of the council expressed
Pause.
outrage.
Hazahab, do you understand that not one cop lost his job? They're still working. And the investigation says they did nothing wrong. Nothing. The lives of Mexicans don't matter in Texas. They don't matter because there are no heroes willing to risk their lives for Mexican children. There are no heroes willing to do it. Brothers and sisters, you better leave your salvation at the door of the Israelite school of UPK under commanding General Yohana, who serves Jesus Christ because there's no one else that's willing to risk their lives for you. You know what the report said, Hazahab? That the police need more training. They need more money. They don't have enough armor. They don't have enough shields. They don't have enough weapons yet to go and face one person with an AR-15 and nobody armor. He has none. But they don't have enough, which means because they were cowards, they should get more money. They should get a bigger investment. You should give them more money, more training, more equipment to men who are cowards. I would have you serve men, brother, who would risk their lives for you, who would teach you to serve other people, to risk your lives for other people. The Israelite School of UPK, we don't have any weapons, and we risk our lives for you. The Uvalde Police Department stood outside the door while a man was unaliving 21 children. They never went in the door for 80 minutes. And at the end, when they investigated what happened, they said they did nothing wrong. They acted in good faith. I would have you choose better heroes. And here in the Israelite School of UPK, there are men worthy of them being your hero. Men worthy of being called your hero. Men who are willing to risk their lives for you. Who do you look up to? A cop? Hazahab, next story. Are we done here? Hazahab. Is anybody there? Am I all alone in the universe?
Can you hear me, sir?
Is there anything else we need to go over?
I see another tab here. I'm not exactly sure what it is.
How about questions? Do we have questions?
I don't see any questions as of yet, sir.
No problem. 1 second.
Because we got comments though, sir.
All right, let's have the comments.
So we got Kasala, Sister Kasala. She said, Salaki, sir, as soon as you enter Uvalde, they have a memorial for them. So it's a daily reminder to the families, a situation that could have been prevented.
You right. Well, what I would like to know is, what do the people think of the cops that refuse to go into that room? Do they think they should get more money and more training? Is that what they think the problem is? Any other comments, Asher?
I found some questions here, sir.
All right, go ahead.
Which one? We got a question from Sakan, sir. He says, Shalom, Adawan. If you see fit, may I get a general breakdown on Jude 1:6?
Jude 1:6. Also, I got to go over the what's wise and unwise at the Passover. All right, I'm going to do that for the last 10 minutes or so. Okay.
Also, sir,
go ahead.
Chicago had a hand raised a while ago too, sir.
Let me get Chicago. Chicago, I'll get you first. Go ahead.
They have to yeah, there you go.
Oh no, Salaki, sir. I think that was, you had answered that question earlier, sir.
No problem. Go ahead, Hazahab. What was the other one?
So, somebody wants a breakdown on Jude 1:6.
Jude 1:6. Go ahead and read it.
The book of Jude, chapter 1, verse 6. And the angels which kept not their first estate, but left their own habitation.
All right, this is what let me give it to you for time's sake. This is not speaking about the angels that you're thinking about from the Christian church. This is speaking about blacks and Hispanics. We are God's angels on earth. The precepts you need is that there are 3 that bear record in heaven, and there are 3 that bear record in earth. So the Most High has angels in heaven, and the Most High has angels on earth. The word angel means messenger. He has messengers in heaven with him who are supernatural beings. And he has messengers here on earth that give you God's message over the internet, on street corners, and in classes right here. We're God's messengers, the chosen people of God, the Israelites. We carry his message. You need Psalms 149, 19, and 20. Judah and Israel, they are the prophets of God. They speak his word. We're the messengers of God. So this is not talking about supernatural angels. This is speaking about God's messengers who are people. Now read it with that understanding. Now read it again.
Jude 1 and 6. And the angels which kept not their first estate.
Wait a minute. We're the angels that did not keep our first estate. What was our first estate? The Garden of Eden. That was our first home. The word estate means house or home. Our first home was the Garden of Eden, the land of Israel. We didn't keep it. We lost it. The angels that did not keep their first estate, go ahead.
But left their own habitation, he have reserved in everlasting chains under darkness, under the judgment of the great day.
Since we left the Garden of Eden, we have been in hell, in everlasting chains and bondage all throughout Guadeloupe, Martinique, half of St. Martin, St. Bart's, I believe you said, correct? We've been there. We've been in Haiti. We've been in America, in Great Britain, in France, in Jamaica, in Trinidad, in everlasting chains, in bondage. We're the angels that lost their home. And we've been in hell and in poverty and in oppression ever since. Keep going.
Verse 7. Even as Sodom and Gomorrah and the cities about them in like manner, giving themselves over to fornication.
What have we been doing? In bondage, and we've been like Sodom and Gomorrah. That's the way we behave in Haiti, in Guadeloupe, in Martinique, in St. Bart's, in Harlem, in Brooklyn, in Chicago, in Trinidad, in Mexico, in Uvalde. That's the way we behave. We behave like the people that oppress us. And we do the same sins that they do, commit the same evil actions that they commit, except we're the only ones that pay. We're the only ones that suffer for that bad behavior because we're the children of God and we're expected to do better than them. Continue.
Giving themselves over to fornication and going after strange flesh.
You get that? That's what we've done. How do we go after strange flesh? Sexual proclivity, sexual deviance, being with women of another race. We've done it and we do it all the time. And we wonder why God continues to curse us. I believe that's all he needs for that right there. Any other questions?
Real quick, out of one. In verse 6, where it says, he have reserved in everlasting chains under darkness unto the judgment of the great day. What does that part mean, sir?
The great day is when Jesus Christ.
Of the great day.
The great day is when Jesus Christ returns up. Meaning we're going to be under this curse until Jesus Christ returns. That's when the curse ends. The curse does not end before Jesus Christ returns. That's why to have some political uprising is really you doing something that makes you feel better, but it will not change the condition of your people. You can climb into the voting booths to vote for Biden or Trump. Neither one of them is going to change your condition. You can go burn down everything in Haiti and in Guadeloupe. Neither one of those things will change your condition up. Your condition only gets changed when Jesus Christ returns. Until then, what we do is we pray and we wait and we work to be worthy of the salvation that's coming. We live better lives, become better people, commit to complete and overcome the tragedy that we've been through so we can be the kind of people that God wants us to be. Then one day, Jesus Christ returns with the roar of the angels, with the blowing of a trumpet, and then our salvation is here. You understand?
Sir.
Was that it? Benjamin?
We have a question from Sister Sha'ara, sir.
Sha'ara, please, could you break down Galatians 3 and 7 and 14? I get some of it, but what is Paul teaching here in relation to the law and Gentiles? Solid. Let this be the last one so I can go over what is wise and what is unwise at the Passover. Go ahead and read it for Sha'ara 1 West.
Galatians chapter 3, verse 7. Know ye therefore that they which are of faith, the same are the children of Abraham. And the scripture foreseeing that God will justify the heathen through faith, this is verse 8, preach before the gospel unto Abraham, saying, in thee shall all nations be blessed. Verse 9. So then they which be of faith are
Now,
blessed.
to get this, you just gotta know. I would like to start you right there. Something I know your church skips by. In thee, in Abraham, shall all nations be blessed. See, your Christian church only hears, shall all nations be blessed. But they don't hear, in thee shall all nations be blessed. In you shall all nations be blessed. Let me start there. All the nations that come out of Abraham shall be blessed, which is why it says, in you shall all nations be blessed. It didn't say in Jesus Christ, because you believe in Jesus Christ. It said, in Abraham shall all nations be blessed, meaning all the nations that come out of Abraham shall be blessed. Now, let the sister answer this question. What nations come out of Abraham? That's what I need first, because it just said, read it one more time, whoever was reading.
In thee shall all nations be blessed.
Who is the thee? It's speaking about Abraham. It just says it. Now, I just want to ask you one question, Shara 1 West. What nations are in Abraham? What nations are in him? If you don't know what in him means, then I'll answer the question. But I got a feeling you know what in him means. What does it mean when it says the nations in Abraham shall be blessed? In thee shall all nations be blessed. What does that mean? Or what nations are in Abraham? So the you is Israel. Yes, give him America's burning a hand. That's correct. Why? Because Abraham is the father of Isaac and Jacob. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Israel is in Abraham. Israel is in him. What does it say in Hebrews 14? That Levi payeth tithes unto Melchizedek while he was in the loins of Abraham. In Isaac shall thy seed be called. It's right here in front of you. It doesn't mean this is how you see it, you dummies in the Christian church. You see it like every nation on the planet Earth will be saved because of Abraham. When it doesn't say that, it says, in Abraham shall all nations be saved, meaning the nations in Abraham, in his penis, in his loins that come out of his seed. What nations are in Abraham? The nation of Israel. Because Abraham was the father of Isaac, and Isaac is the father of Jacob. Jacob's name was changed to Israel. Israel is the nation in Abraham. All the nations in Abraham will be saved. Give me some of those nations. The African Americans, they're in Abraham. The Mexicans, they're in Abraham. Guadeloupe, St. Martin, half of St. Martin, Martinique, they're in Abraham. Haiti is in Abraham. The West Indians, they're in Abraham. Esau is not in Abraham. Moab is not in Abraham. Ishmael is not in Abraham. For in Isaac shall thy seed be called. The Christians have used this precept to teach slaves how to forgive their master for being molested by them, for being unalived by them. And it's done you no good other than making you maybe smile another day and live another day in your master's in his glory, in his presence by pleasing him. It's right here. Now I'm going to break it down for you. Go ahead, Hazahab.
So like I said, what do you want me to do exactly, sir?
In thee shall all nations be saved. Go ahead.
So like sir, in thee shall all nations be blessed. Verse 9. So then they which be of faith are blessed with faithful Abraham.
So then they which be of faith are blessed with faithful Abraham. How was Abraham faithful? Because when the Most High God told him to unalive his son, he went to go do it. Then the Most High God stopped him from unaliving his son. Because of that, Abraham was counted as God's friend because he was obedient to God, even up until the point of losing what was very precious to him. If you are in Abraham's seed, if you are in Abraham, you have to have the kind of faith he had. And if you have that kind of faith and you are in him, then now you can be blessed just like Abraham. You'll be the chosen people of God because you're in Abraham and you have the faith of Abraham. Now, let me ask you a question. Abraham was willing to unalive his son. Will you let your husband have another woman? Huh? Well, then don't count yourself like Abraham because you're not like Abraham. Abraham was willing to kill his son at the orders of God. What are you dumb bitches doing sitting home and you won't let your husband have another woman? You're not like Abraham. You're in Abraham, but you don't have the faith of Abraham. And this scripture just said what? Read it again, Levi.
Con out of one con. So then they which be of faith are blessed with faithful Abraham.
So if you are of faith, if you believe like Abraham, and you're in Abraham, like the verse above it said it, oh, then you're going to be blessed just like Abraham. America is burning, so they are those that are doing the work of the Lord. It's a little more than that, but you're right on the point. You want to think about keeping the commandments, obeying the Most High God, and doing the work of the Lord. And you got to be in Abraham. You got to be a descendant of Abraham. And there are only the Israelites are the descendants of Abraham. No descendant of Abraham. Next question. Did Paul speak slang or maybe parables? Is why people don't understand his writings. Yes, Rick W. Paul spoke like a black man, like a Hispanic man. He spoke in slang, and because of that, oppressors in theologian schools don't understand it. Commanding General Yohana understands it because we're black, we're Hispanic, and we're the prophets of God, the disciples of Christ. Any other questions? Barak, shalom, sir, Lord in Christ. Salak Yalawab. If I may, in Micah 7:5, what is the spirit behind not spilling all your thoughts to your woman as it compares to trusting a friend and confidence in a God? Here's the key to Micah 7:5. You better know that your wife is a friend and not your enemy. Some of you brothers out there, you married her because of her big butt. You didn't marry her because she was a good friend or someone you could trust or rely on. But now after you marry her, now you want to tell her everything when she's not your friend, she's your enemy. Some of you have children that are your enemy. Just because this is your son or your daughter, it doesn't mean that that child is your friend. It doesn't mean that that child loves you because it's your child. Some of you have a child and that child is not with you. That child is your enemy. Maybe when the child gets older, the child will change. Well, maybe when your wife matures, she'll change. But some wives are your enemies. And that's what the Bible is saying. You better be careful and watch to make sure that this wife is your enemy. You didn't marry her for her character. You married her for her front butt. You married her because of her tight jeans. You married her because she answered your friend requests. That doesn't mean she's your friend. If I was you, I'd choose a woman with character. They make better friends. Anything else?
Khan.
Sharapah, Salaki General, if I may, in Revelation 20 and 2, who are the serpent and the devil and Satan? The white man. That's who is the serpent, the devil, and Satan. He was the serpent in the garden that beguiled simple, stupid Eve and made her turn against her husband for power. He's the devil because the word devil comes from a Latin word diablo, or deceiver. He's a liar. He lies about slavery, lies about politics, lies about health, lies about rain and snow, lies about himself, lies about who God is, and lies about who the Jews are. He's the devil. And he is Satan. Why is he Satan? Because he cometh after the power of Satan. Satan is who energizes him. Satan is who he serves, not God. Revelations 20 and 2 is speaking about our oppressor, Shah-Parah Yahawada. Next. Yahweh Thumb Yasha Allah. Shalom, Lord in Christ, Salaka, sir. Could I get a breakdown on 1 Kings 8 and 41 to 43? Last one, fast. Salaka, this is saying he then could pray his way into the kingdom. Let me ask you a quick question, Yahweh Thumb. Could blacks and Hispanics pray their way into the white man's kingdom? Is that possible? Because Lord knows my grandmother prayed. Raise your hand if you had a praying grandmama. Raise your hand. Oh my God. I mean, I had a grandmother, brother, that'll pray your ass under the table, brother. I still got one. I mean, they do some praying. You can't even talk to them without it becoming prayer. Hey, Grandma, how you doing? I'm just waiting on the Lord Jesus to help me if he see fit to be with me in his honorable grace and Jesus and mercy. You can't even talk to him. There's no conversation. Hey, Grandma, how was that? Did you go to the doctor today? Yeah, if the Lord's will be good, I'll go to the doctor and may the Lord Jesus rain down and help me. All they do is talk about God. Prayers didn't stop them from getting their uncles lynched. Believing in God, loving Jesus, didn't stop them from the poverty and from the oppression that they went through. Let me ask you a question. How much can a white man pray to make the kingdom of heaven? People always ask this question. What about good white people? I have a question for you. Were there any good black people on slave ships? Yahweh Thumb, let me ask you a question. Were all the people on slave ships bad people? Or were there some good people on those slave ships? Yahweh Thumb, you answer for me, please. Fast as you can. Maybe everyone on the slave ship was a thief, a liar, a dirty, low-down bastard, evil, hated their parents, and committed crime in Africa. But do everything God say not to do. But do everything God say not to do. LOL, the irony. She's talking about grandmom. That's correct, Princess Kaya. That's what grandmom does. But I'll let you know something that is good to know about grandmom. Grandmom was ignorant. Grandmom didn't know what God said. All grandmom knew was church. You see, grandmom didn't have the burden that you have, sister. You know what God said. So you have the burden to do everything God said. Your grandmom never knew anything. All she knew was what they told her in church. But we are well informed. We know what grandmom didn't know. The point is, absolutely, there were good black people on the slave ship. That's what Burning America's Burning said. And guess what? They still went into slavery. And let me tell you something else. There are going to be some praying, loving, kind white people. And they're going to get their backs beat every day. And they're going to be punished in slavery. Because this is a nationwide curse. This is not an individual curse. Slavery was a national curse. It wasn't an individual curse. There were good people on slave ships. Good people out there in Rosewood. Good people hanging from trees. There's going to be some good people picking my cotton in the kingdom of heaven. There's going to be some good white people cutting my sugar cane in the kingdom of heaven. Good, honest, decent white people. White people that love their families. White people that recognize that they are second-class citizens under the Israelites. And they're going to die at about 24 years old. And they're going to work their entire life. And in the end, their grandmama will pray for them. Their grandmama will pray for them. Let me read the precept, then I got to get into the Passover. Where's the precept the brother asked for? Moreover, concerning a stranger that is not of thy people, but cometh out of the faraway country for thy name's sake, for they shall hear of thy great name and thy strong hand. This is speaking about Israelites. This is speaking about us. We're from a faraway country. We're from Brooklyn, from Harlem. That's where we're from. We're from Philadelphia and Texas. We're the people that come from a faraway country. But we've heard about the name of Israel. And we want to come back. This is talking about us. Is this 1 Kings 8? Exactly. Skip down to where it says, if they bethink themselves. At 1 Kings 8 and 40. But if they bethink themselves. It's right around here. This is speaking about Israelites, all right? This is not we're strangers because we're African American. We're from Guadeloupe, from Haiti. We're Jamaican. We're the strangers. But we're what? We are in Abraham. We're in Abraham, but we're strangers. So we're blessed of Abraham because we are in his loins, in his seed. So even though we're strangers, we're in Abraham. All we have to do is have the faith of Abraham. Check out 47. Yet, if they shall bethink themselves. You know what bethink is? Bethink is rethink. Think again. Have a different way of thinking. Don't think like your grandma. Don't think like your mother and your father. They will rethink themselves in the land, whether they were carried captives. What did it say just now? Carried captives. You see, that's how we became strangers. We were carried away on slave ships, carried away on ships to Mexico, to Guatemala, to America, to Great Britain. We were carried away captive. And repent and make supplication. Supplication is praying, and repenting is behaving differently, keeping the commandments when you didn't before. Unto thee in the land of them that carried them away captive. Wait a minute now. Where do you do it? Do you do it in Jerusalem? Do you do it in Israel? Do you get a plane ticket and go over to Gaza? No, you do it in the land of them that carried them away captive. That's where you do it. You do it in America. You do it in Chicago. You do it in Martinique. You do it in Haiti. You do it in the land where you were carried away captive, saying, we have sinned and have done perversely. We have committed wickedness, and so return unto thee with all their heart and with all their soul, and in the land of their enemies, which led them away captive, and pray unto thee toward the land, meaning face the east in Chicago, face the east in Guadeloupe, face the east in Mexico, because that's where you belong. You were carried away from there. Now I live in the land of my oppressor, but my heart is set on Jerusalem. My mind is set on the Holy Land, and I'm willing to change my behavior. I'm willing to change how I think, so one day I can go back. Omar Muhammad, well said, General. I don't think that can be worded any better. Most High in Christ, give Omar Muhammad a hand. All right. That's the last question. All right. Now, let me get into the Passover. Did Captain Tazariak say something? I missed it.
Lost. So he's not here at the moment, sir. He's getting set up.
Time check.
The time there is 9:49, sir.
9:49. What's up across the line?
Cross the line is being done remotely.
Okay, I gotta wrap it. Okay, listen. Every week I'm going to try to give you some words of wisdom from someone that has many gray hairs and no hairs at all. And I've attended many Passovers. I've attended Passover since 1995 without fail. Without fail since 1995. So I'm going to try to help you, okay? These are some things that are wise and unwise for the Passover. This week, I would like to go into drinking alcohol. Now, drinking alcohol is not only permitted for the Passover, but in most cases, it's encouraged. The Passover is a day of joy and jubilance and celebration. And alcohol is part of celebrating a great many people. Jesus Christ drank wine during the Last Supper when he said, "This is the blood of the covenant, and I shed it for you." So wine is part of how we unify with each other and commune with each other and celebrate with each other. So wine drinking is absolutely encouraged during the Passover, but not in excess. Many of the problems that people will have on the Passover is because they drink in excess. Drinking alcohol is good for people that have social anxiety. You might be someone that's uncomfortable in large groups. You might feel anxiety. Alcohol can work perfectly to settle your anxieties, but it's important that your dose is right. If you get the wrong dose of alcohol, it will not help you, but it will make you more anxious, more fearful, and now you're going to get into a physical fight because you've been drinking. You have to dose alcohol correctly. You want to think of it like something you're allowed to have in proper dosage. And the wrong dose is going to make the problem worse. You have to be careful with drinking at the Passover. Some of the venues that we're going to this year, they frown upon, open bottles of liquor, or drinking in public. Now, that doesn't mean that you can't drink. It doesn't mean you can't bring a bottle in there discreetly. Be discreet about your alcohol consumption. Don't chug it to your head or walk around, with an open bottle. If the place prohibits alcohol, usually all that means is be discreet about the alcohol that you have. Hide it. Act like a damn grown man. Hide your alcohol. Keep it hidden. Be discreet about it. And then even those venues don't mind. They understand that alcohol is important to social interactions for a great many people. So alcohol is encouraged. Bringing your own alcohol is encouraged. But you have to be discreet about it. You have to have some, you have to be kind about not infringing on the venue that we're in or the place that we're in, because a lot of times they have rules that the police put on them. So you don't want to put them in jeopardy. So if you have a bottle of alcohol, be discreet about it. Act like a goddamn grown man about it, not like a neighborhood filthy, dirty, pissy drunk. Now, with that said, you have to be careful about your dose. The things that you do on alcohol, okay, you're responsible for. So you got to be careful, because before you know it, too much alcohol will make you get married Passover weekend. You're going to get married not because you've thought this out, not because you've evaluated this decision, but because you have overdosed on alcohol or you've been overserved with alcohol. And then you're going to break the 1-year rule or marry a woman that you will regret marrying. Listen, your regrets are your fucking problem. They're not mine. If you marry someone Passover weekend, that is your wife. That is your husband. And you will no longer be accepted in this school without being joined to them. I don't want to hear your complaints. I'm educating you right now about alcohol. And also, any of you brothers out there that serve alcohol, do not overserve people. The security department will watch to make sure that people are drinking, having a good time, but that no one is being overserved. So many of your mistakes will come to light because you drank too much. Security should being careful that someone is not being overserved. If someone is, how do you know? Their behavior is how you know. Let me give you another thing that alcohol causes. You and that wife of yours, you're going to drink too much and argue with her at the Passover, at the all-black party, in the hotel lobby. If that happens, I'm going to make sure that you are punished. I'm going to try to get you barred from every Passover after this. Here's the key point about the Passover. The Passover is not about you. It is not about your love life. It is not about your marital problems. It is not about your issues that you have in your marriage. The Passover is about Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ had the Last Supper with his brothers. With his brothers. And he drank that wine from that cup. And he said, I will not drink of the fruit of the vine again until I drink it with you. Jesus Christ has went 2,000 years without drinking nothing, waiting on for the day when he can be with his brothers again. The Passover is about him. It's about the one brother that is not here, which is the most important brother that should be here. The Passover is not about you and your wife and how you're arguing with each other in the lobby or outside your hotel room, or all the noise you're making in your room because you in there arguing and fighting because you got 3 women in the same damn hotel room because you don't have enough money, but you also don't have enough discipline. You will receive no mercy at all. If the Passover has to now be diverted because of your drunken conflict, from my office, you will receive no mercy. Now, what Captain Akkad and security does, and of course, Commanding General Yohana, can outrule me in all matters. But if he asks for my counsel on a matter, I'm going to get rid of you. We don't need you. What we need is to have a Passover that's about Jesus Christ. Watching your consumption of alcohol can help you with all those things. It can help you not to marry when you should wait, or not marry at all. It can help you not to get in conflict. Some of you brothers out there, you're alcoholics and you don't know it. I'm sorry, you do know it, but you don't want to know it. You're an alcoholic, and you can't be in social settings because in social settings, you feel too inadequate and nervous, and you think everybody is talking about you. You think everybody doesn't like you. You come to the Passover, it's uncomfortable for you to be in around the brothers at all. So you don't come to any event, but you'll come to this one because you feel like you have to come. You know what? Don't come to this one either. Stay home. Just pay $200 for someone else to go. But if you can't handle being around people and you're going to get into a fight with another brother or an argument, don't come to the Passover. You cannot handle this high-level social situation. You're a loner. Nobody understands you. You need to be by yourself with a bottle of liquor. Do it. Don't come to the Passover. Because if you come to the Passover, and if your anxiety and social misfit nature makes you fight and argue with security, you're arguing with everybody. You can't follow orders. You think everybody doesn't like you. Brother, you're going home quickly. You're getting the hell out of here. You came, so surely you can leave. And I'll do what I can to make sure you never come again. If you can't handle intense social situations, pay $200, but let someone else enjoy it. You just stay home. And if you decide to come, if you decide that you're willing to step up to the plate, you're willing to handle, which could be uncomfortable for you because there's so many people, so many different personalities, but you're willing to do it because you want to do it for Christ, then you come to the Passover. You drink if you drink, and be happy. Don't drink too much. Be careful, and love everybody that you see. Don't get in one argument Passover week. Don't get in one dispute. We got all year to argue with each other and to have disagreements. And we have councils every day to settle disagreements. Passover time is not about disagreeing with each other, because we all have decided to come in this one place to serve our one King and to celebrate this day that we pray will happen again. With that said, that's this week's What's Wise and Unwise for the Passover. Discipline and integrity. What the other sisters say, Azahab? I missed that one. We are the Isupk. We are a reflection of the school. One body. Be responsible. Exactly, Kasala, UPK. Well said, daughter. Well said. With that, I got to do my Espanol announcements next week. I'll get them done. With that, I'll pass the class over to Hazahab. Tawada. Hazahab, you there? Anybody? You got it, warrior.
Men of Israel, we're going to give one courtesy salute. Men of Israel, Majum, which means to stand. Allah Panya, Barak,
Yahweh Shimmy Shai Thumb.
Yashmatal. So we're gonna give one courtesy salute to the sisters. Men of Israel, so in turn to the sisters. Sisters, Amajum, which means to stand. Men of Israel, Amaj Shabbat, Amajum, Barak, Yahweh Shalom.
All right, Akim. Aqua.
Yeah. Yashmatal, class dismissed.
You don't, Akim.